Hello and welcome to the Sands of Eternity, where legends are reborn. So in today's battle report, we have the Almighty Tomb Kings, a mortuary cult that's mainly focusing on the elementalism and Ushabti, with only 2 level 4s this time, versus the Warriors of Chaos, who have got a Wolves of the Sea army. We're really much looking at a min-max kind of unit, with loads of mini squads of 5, pressuring with lots of layers of defence to try and get into my Ushabti. I am playing against Reese, who I met at LGT, and we've played a couple games there. So it is going to be an interesting one. Let's go to the army lists. So let's have a look at the 2 lists. I'm going to start off with my list here. I've gone for 2 level 4s, both elementalisms. My general has a flying carpet. I mainly will go for some sort of movement on my general, just because I want to make sure I can get my Hierophant out. With the reserve movement means I can go 16 inches. My other level 4 has the Ruby Ring of Ruin. I've gone for more of this. Ushabti do the damage, but clearing off chaff, I use my wizards. So I'm hoping for Wind Blast. I'm using Ruby Ring, etc. Obviously, my most important model in my army, who I think is the most important thing in a Tomb King's army, is this level 2 Lore Familiar illusion. So he's the whole person. Point is, as we will see on Sunday, a video about it all, is looking at our Miasmic Mirage and Common Crystal with the +6. I've then gone into 2 units of 7 Skeleton Horse Archers. I'm a massive fan of Skeleton Horse Archers. The movement, the kind of points value that you get from them, because they've always got that 6-up regen, but like, I've killed off loads, points worth it, and we'll see even in this game, I've killed off probably about nearly 200 points with just them. And then we've got 12 Skeleton Skirmishers. As I said, this is my anti-Green Knight on a bad terrain map, just making sure I can screen out the forest in my deployment. I can obviously do some clearing off with shooting, kind of clearing off chaff. I've obviously got my obliterated for Tomb Swarms. They're there for my battery. I've got to make sure I get my spells off when I want them to. And then into the first unit of Ushabti, I've got 6 of them. Ushabti, it does have a champion in there. Just obviously, when I've been chatting to Charlotte, the idea is to challenge out a dragon to keep them up, to really hold them in. Make sure we can win that way. 2 Tomb Scorpions, because I have to. Once again, with Ambush, Terror as a blow, because I had the points. I'd say I play 1 on the field, and I play 1 very much reactively. I then have 2 units of 5 Ushabti. Okay, 1 has a ancient, so this list has got 16 bow Ushabti. So that's 16 shots hitting on 4s, wounding most things on 2s, or big things on 4s. Obviously, potentially with the reroll 1s, but I didn't take that this game, because I've got some good spells in both of my wizards. And then a single Cask of Souls, because of obviously where we play it, it only gets the 1+, and I've gone for more of a defensive, so it's keeping up that regen save, the ward save, and the -1 hit, and that was crucial in this game today. So that's my list, pretty bog standard for me. Loads of Ushabti, loads of wizards, and let's just see if I can shoot them off before they get to me. So Reese's list over here. So he played with Friedel just to see it off, because he wanted to play loads of ambushers, try to get them in, make sure they were in. I've got a Sorcerer Lord, level 4, on a Chaos Steeds for speed, with Infernal Puppet, Ruby Ring, Spell, Familiar, Markers each. He went, obviously, mass. He got some good spells. I'm pretty sure he got Fireball and Pillar of Fire, so it's quite key there. So that was just 2 characters. 4 units of Chaos Warhounds with Vanguard. Okay, just make sure we can pressure on, get them in there, block off, make sure I have to clear this chaff before I can hit his key things. 4 units of Marauder Horsemen with Flails, Mark of Corn. He then has 4 units of Marauder Tribe Berserkers with Ambush, Flails. So he's going, as I say, there's mass drops, loads of drops. He's got loads of stuff in Ambush. He then has 5 units, a 5-man model of Chaos Warriors with additional iron weapons, Mark of Corn. His champion also has the Scourge for the D3 movement. And the idea is, he was talking about this was his challenger unit. But obviously, in my list, I don't care, because I don't challenge. I just give you the first turn currently. Then 5 Marauder Tribe Huskars, Flail, Mark of Corn, 3 Skin Wolves, and 2 Gigantic Spawns of Nurgle. The correct way to play and make sure they get their 6-up save. So those are our 2 army lists. Let's look into deployment and get on with the game. So with deployment, we are playing meeting engagement. So we did have some units off the field. So I had my big 6-man unit of Ushabti off the field, which was really annoying. And he had 1 Berserker and I think 1 Hound off the board. So not a lot, okay, for him. So it's been there. I had to deploy the first unit. He knew he was always going to get turn 1 because we kind of agreed because I couldn't accept it. He gets the turn 1. So we started having a look at this then. So my deployment, I kind of just cornered up into the corner. Unit 5 bow Ushabti, Unit 5 Ushabti. I have my swarms covering the right hand side with my level 2. I then have 2 of my high priests around this area just to make sure I can cover the middle. Casket Skulls touching the woods just so I can actually use it, because in this game I was very much, I think I can protect it and then sheave through the Skeleton Skirmishers. A big line of Skeleton Skirmishers just blocking the charge into my Ushabti, into the casket, and still getting shots off. And then I've got 1 unit of Skeleton Horse Archers that will deploy here after Scout, and then another unit over here just as our kind of backfield and annoyance. So this is normally how I play my Skeleton Horse Archers. They're there to kill off a few models here and there, be a nuisance. They can either turn back, try and deal with them, or just keep pushing on. I use them as the march blockers, so I can get in close. They have to do a leadership test. They might fail. Okay, so that was mine. I had 1 Tomb Scorpion, and this is its Vanguard move, because I was like, oh, you can't charge me. Let me put a bit of pressure with a Tomb Scorpion. My other is in ambush. So on to Reese's deployment. So he had loads of things. He had too many units, I think we agreed, just because he was filling out his deployment. He had a Chaos Spawn on both sides. We agreed he could fit down here because we couldn't do with more Horsemen. 1 unit more Horsemen, 1 unit, 2 units, 4 units there. His Skin Wolves were down here. He had 3 Chaos Warhounds ready to just already vanguarded up just to pressure and be annoying. And you'll see how far they get on that turn 1. His Chaos Warriors and his Marauder Tribe Huskars is kind of that second line coming in. And then for me, the most important was this Sorcerer Lord, this Infernal Puppet. So I made sure I kept being without 24. I had a radius up just to make sure I was good. And then off on the sides, he had 3 Marauder Tribe Berserkers and 3 out in ambush. So that's the deployment. Obviously, we were playing the rule that even though technically I could accept, but I just couldn't send out things, so we would technically be in an endless loop by rules as written. That's how I read it anyway, because just how code works, so I thought it's the same. But he had the turn 1, so I knew he had turn 1, so I just played a bit deployed knowing he's going to push up first. So let's go into turn 1. So, into Reese's turn 1. So, it's pretty obvious how he wanted to play this. This was just get into me as quickly as possible, march everything up as he could, be that annoying, block out my Ushabti getting into his Chaos Spawn. So, he's got 1 down here to the side, pushing up. This one didn't roll too well, so it didn't go too far. He moved up his Marauder Horseman as much as he could. He kept this one back to make sure that this Sorcerer Lord was protected, and he's got his 3 Chaos Warhounds instead. We talked about he's just there to be annoying. We did some shooting with his fireballs and whatnot, but because of the magic of this, he didn't get the ruby ring. He did do 1 or 2 wounds over here. I actually think he killed a model, but obviously with all my regens, with my rezzing, I'm able to get them back. So all he's done is just press up. He's there hard and fast. His Skin Wolves are there. So now it was pretty quick turn 1. We're into my turn 1, kind of my see how far I can get back. So, as I said, this unit, my Skeleton Horse Archer player, they moved up. They shot 2 of them off, so already got some of their points back and just kept away. This Tomb Scorpion charged because I was like, oh, you're in range. You can't counter charge me because they don't have it. I don't think I die. I think I killed 2 of them. So he does a wound to me and I get him down to 4. He does pass his test, so he only gives ground because I don't double outnumber him. He only fullbacks in good order, so he brings up my Tomb Scorpion here. So in the shooting phase, in the magic phase, which was great. So first off, I went for the protection bound spell. Get a double 1. All right, don't care, it's a bound spell. My level 4, I was like, I'll make sure I get reserve move because my idea was I'm going to chuck out my wizards, do a load of magic spells to clear off this chaff in front of me. So my idea is I'm going to kill all 3 Chaos Warhounds. My wizard for the reserve move rolls a double 1. So 2 double 1s in a row. not great chances. And then obviously I roll like a 10, so the spell goes off, but I can't cast anymore. So I had 3 magic missiles, and I was going to use my caskets because he only had leadership 6 on 7. So I thought it was a good chance I could wipe a squad or wipe at least the Chaos Warhounds off. So unfortunately, I didn't get to kill off what I wanted to. So I was hoping for these 3 to be dead and then able to shoot off into his spawn. So I was worried that if I only kill 1 or 2 of his Chaos Warhounds, because I whiff or whatever, he can then charge. So I only killed the 1 unit because I knew I was able to with the shooting from here and the Skeleton Horse Archers. These Ushabti shot over here, killed 2 of them. The big unit of 5 here did 4 wounds. He made 1 regen save to keep him alive. So it's very much just control. I was looking at just clearing off a few of the key kind of pieces and the annoyance, the things that are in the way. But that's what we were looking at for turn 1. So that was our turn 1. Very much a kind of cagey pressing. I try and hit back, see how much I could get. So on to Reese's turn 2. So obviously mind the lines because we're moving loads of things about. He got in 2 of his ambusher units, rolled enough. So he's brought 1 Huskar here, 1 Huskar here just to pressure my flanks. He's then moved up his kind of Huskars in a position where he can protect once again his wizards, not to be hurt. Just make sure he can get that Infernal Puppet. He had 2 of my wizards in, which was annoying. He's once again pressed up to be annoying. He was a bit scared of his giant spawn, so he kind of played it defending behind us this hill with his random movement. His dogs came in over here and just pressurised his Skeleton Horse Archers. Once again, didn't do a lot. He just got to a position where he could start annoying me, and it was really, for my turn 2, can I clear enough chaff to really kind of deal with it? So, into my turn 2, as we look here, these Skeleton Horse Archers do wonders. They shoot, and then they reserve move scoot, and they have cleared off this Chaos Warrior. So they've made up their points. As we look here, both of their Chaos Warhounds have been destroyed just through little shooting. I didn't roll a miscast this turn, so I was able to get my reserve move. So my wizard moved out, did all these shooting spells, and came back and cleared off. Once again, my Ruby Ring Wizard, I'd always, because he's only moved 4, and I lose an inch when coming into the woods, never actually had enough movement for a bad play of getting my wizard in. But my level 2 did Miasmic Mirage, the unit of Huskars, unit of Marauder Horsemen here, so I didn't have to worry about them. As we can tell, my Tomb Scorpion did die to his Huskars. I charged in, only killed 2. He then killed me on the hit back. I think he won overall by 2, so I crumbled by 1, so he killed me. He had corn, so he had to go in. My Ushabti here couldn't see the giant spawn, so we just did some more shooting. So overall, it was just a bit there. The only place I could actually bring in my 6-man unit was in this backfield. So I've done it for more as like a protection, trying against these spawns that are potentially coming in. So my turn 2, I've killed his front line of chaff, and I'm really starting to get a fix around him. But he is now coming in. He's got his Skin Wolves coming in. He's got Marauder Tribe Berserkers getting close. So potentially looking for a charge in. So into Reese's turn 2. So I lose quite a bit here. He does quite well with his wizards, and it's been quite annoying. So obviously this unit can't charge, but they have to declare a charge because they're corn, so they just sit still. He's moved up his wizards to be a bit of protection here. He's killed off my screen to just a single man. So I've got a single skeleton skirmisher left. He's pressurising my Skeleton Horse Archers here. The Skin Wolves charged in and got rid of my Skeleton Horse Archers. And yeah, so he charged in with his Berserkers here. I did a stand and shoot. I killed off like 2 of them. He charged in and I hit them back because they only have a 6-up wards. And I'm obviously strength 4, so I wounded them with 4s. I got quite a few hits. I won this combat, I believe. I think I won this combat. So, or did he win and I fell back? Either or, we were still kept in this lock. Chaos Warhounds are running away. Marauder Tribe Berserkers come in. Another unit here. So he's really pressuring with these Marauder Tribe Berserkers. Will potentially give me a bit of a worry. Here's lovely spawners coming in to try and deal with my Tomb Scorpion. I'm a bit less not scared because I've obviously got Killing Blow, and it's just I just want to keep it at bay. But I think I definitely misplayed using the this Tomb Scorpion here. Should have kept it for potentially Friedel to bring a potentially look to killer. So very much going into my lines. He has got my Ushabti down to 3. He had a Pillar of Fire. He got my Hierophant down to 1 wound. He did 3 wounds with it, and I made 1 6-up ward. And I was just bricking it. I was panicking, because if I lost that, I do think it could have been very much a different game. So into my turn 3, everything's kind of on the field now. So I've cleared off all these horsemen. This horseman did eventually lose and push back. I fired into Friedel. I did come down to 1. No, I did 1 wound, I believe. I'd say I've cleared this all off. I've healed up my big unit for Ushabti. But because I failed one of my heals, I wasn't able to heal the skeleton skirmishers because I really wanted to make sure my wizard wasn't on 1 wounds. As you can see, the most important thing is his wizard did die. He was able to get rid of his wizard. We talked about how he's probably misplayed with his wizard. Should have just been in a block. Should have been maybe a bigger unit, or maybe even a chariot, just to give that extra bit of protection. So it does look very much cleared off. I've cleared off all his shafts. He doesn't have a lot left. But turn 3 was a bit... Turn 4 for me is a bit of a worry. So I think we got this wrong, the rules wrong with this charging, because I don't think he could see me, but he still goes charging. He got me down to 2 wounds, so pull back there. He's pressured into this side now. So he's got a gigantic spawn. He's got some Marauder Tribe Berserkers. They don't do a lot of damage, but they are quite tanky with a 6-up ward frenzy. Do have a lot of attacks. So he obviously killed off my skeleton skirmisher. I've now got my Ushabti in combat, which is not what I want. Friedel comes into here. I believe he wins by 1. I just give ground. Obviously I've got Indomitable 1. So we look there. So he's just kind of pressuring me now. These skeleton horse archers are now finished. And now it is just, can he get into me enough? Can he have too many targets for me to deal with? Obviously, though, I've got the magic phase now. Because he doesn't have his level 4. He doesn't have his infernal puppets. So I'm getting my spells off regardless. So into my turn 4. I res up here. I win the combat. Friedel flees. I fail. I fail to chase. He kills my Tomb Scorpion and comes off the field. I kill off that single Marauder Tribe Berserker, and I'm ready for the frontal charge here. To hopefully stand shoot, kill 1 or 2. I'm not really scared about the single lone Chaos Warhound because I think I can deal with it. The 6-man unit of Ushabti turned. I reformed into 3x2 with volley fire. Because versus a large target, I'm able to hurt and hit this giant spawn. So once again, he's down to his last bit of chaff. His monsters, one's off the field, one's hurt, and I should be in this comfortable position. But he goes to his turn 5. So he comes in, charges off. He gets my Ushabti down to 3 models. Obviously, I'm gonna hopefully heal them up, and I'm able to keep them going. I don't do any damage on the back because I'm wounding on 4s with the Ushabti. He gets a 6-up ward. He keeps them going, so he wins here. The combat I am worried about is here. He gets the charge in, hits me on the flank. He wins. I don't lose any models by giving ground. At this point, this distance here is less than 2 inches. I'm panicking because I'm like, okay, I'm most likely probably going to lose the next combat in my turn, so I could lose a 5-man. And I think at that point, this flank is gone. His lovely gigantic spawn can get into my wizards, potentially overrun. But we remembered something important that Charlotte told us about. I can siphon my wounds. So I did some spells I didn't care about. I believe I obviously did Fireball, I did Myers and Mirage. I did stuff that didn't matter, that I didn't really need to do this time, to take wounds off in my turn. So if we have a look here, I've lost the model. I've lost the model. We drew combat, which was great. So we I did wounds and a close order. He did a wound and a flank, so we didn't actually need to. But using those kind of siphoning wounds off, I had no fear that I was going to, even if I lose this thing, I'm not going to go backwards. Because if he kills me in combat, this model dies and he would actually kind of follow up with me and then would push me off too. But because I got rid of that model, I'm happy. So as I said, look, I might as well rush 3 down because I was like, don't want you to do anything, I don't want you charging. This is once again getting a bit problematic. So once again, I lose it again. I'm down to a few and I am a bit worried. So we'll see what happens in his turn 6 if I can survive. I kill off this gigantic spawn, which is great. And so I'm feeling quite safe in turn 5 now because of this idea of, I kept them alive, I'm happy, it all seems great. So into Reese's turn 6, not too much. He does kill this big unit for Ushabti. I've killed off his Mordor Tribe Berserker. He decided not to overrun, just because he knows if he overruns, he's just in the woods and he's going to get shot regardless. He wanted to make sure that he could potentially have a nice charge. So he was just trying to make him not hurt himself. And he didn't want to do a dangerous terrain test to actually take another wound and be really obvious. So in this combat here, once again, I think it's a tied combat. I'm down to kind of thing. So we're into my turn 6 now, okay? Everything's kind of dead. They fled off the board and died. I believe this model doesn't make it. But I'm thinking now, I've won, but can I get as many points as possible? So I know how I'm going to deal with this. I've got to either do a Wind Blast from my level 4. I've got my big unit of 6 with Ushabti, so I make sure Plague of Rust goes on so he doesn't get any save. So if we have a look here, so this dies, I think there's 2 of the Ushabti. Friedel's dead. If we look back here, currently at the end of his turn 6, there is no physical way I was able to see him. Because this guy only moves 4 inches, and even if I went here, I couldn't. I had my fly guy trying to come over here, couldn't get a view on it. So I'm like, that's Friedel's 200 something points with 1 wound. It's not great. Once again though, we looked and talked about this siphoning wounds off. So I had 4 guys left here. At the end of my turn, I only have 2, because I cleared them off, using my rule to take wounds. So I was able to see Friedel here, and I fireballed, and I think it was Wind Blast, the thing that killed her off, because I got rid of her. I put Plague of Rust on her, so she was at -3 on her armor save, so she had 6 up. I don't think she didn't have a save, and then she only had a 5 at 1, and she failed 2 of them, so Friedel died. So I gained 260 points because I took off 2 of my models to clear off. But as you can see, the lovely gigantic spawn didn't last. I actually won combat because he didn't do any wounds to me. I don't think I did any wounds to him. I did 1 wound to him, so he failed his break test because obviously I double outnumber him because of monstrous infantry. So he only fell back like 2 inches, and I rolled a 3, so I did catch him and get the points there. So this game, when we're going into it, we'll see a bit of fun how it would go, but it was a bit scary at some points. Like if you look at what I've got left, I don't have a lot left, but I've got a lot of points left. So I lost both my Skeleton Horse Archers, I lost both my Tomb Scorpions. I did still have both my 2 units with Ushabti, that's 500 points. I had all 3 Wizards, once again that's nearly 600. I had my Swarms as another 200, and I had my Casket. So if we look at the points tally at the end, I had 1,894 because I killed everything but these Warhounds, his Skin Wolves because they ran away. I think there was another small unit. And he got 620, as I said. He got both Skeleton Horse Archers, both the Skeleton Skirmishers, both Tomb Scorpions, and the Ushabti. So that Friedel kill, 235, was actually 335 because it was also his general. So I got 335s because I took wounds off my model. So this is how I learned a bit better playing with the cult. I'm able to use our tricks. That maybe the idea is I'm just going to heal them, and I only take from the swords. But taking from key models, I'm able to do certain things. So in my game, I had a game of LGT versus another Tomb Kings player. I failed an overrun or something on his turn. So in my turn, I couldn't minus Mirage. I couldn't spell this massive blob of Tomb Kings where all his points were. So annoyingly, if I thought about this, I would have killed my Ushabti, probably, because it was only a 4-man unit, and I could have put like 3 or 4 spells into him and really hurt him. All the kind of debuff for leadership, and it's really those key things there. So this was a brilliant game, as I say, a crushing victory, because if we look at the end of the battle, he had pretty much nothing left. He had 7 models left, kind of from his kind of max kind of spam pressure into him. He played it really well. It was the first time he played it, kind of thing. It was kind of time consuming, but it was really good fun. So that's our battle. Obviously, a lovely win to the Tomb Kings. It was nice to play on Warhol, and it's nice that they've got this lovely kind of post-match analysis. So it was really good to see. Really good fun. So let's have a little debrief. So, a great battle versus Reese. It was really good fun. So we've played a couple of times since playing at London. He was playing towards, but he's having a bit more fun with these different kinds of lists. Like he's playing Bretonian at the S-Spot at the moment. He has changed up his list for the last couple regional games he's got to play. So that's really good to see. But yeah, great victory for the Tomb Kings. I played more into the Plague of Rust, the Elementalism, the Ushabti kind of spam. I say I'm a big fan of Ushabti. I've never taken 16 before, but it was really strong. Because as I say, we saw in combat that unit of 5 Ushabti held up a spawn and a unit of berserkers. I think it was about 3 or 4 combats, and killed off the berserkers and made his chaos spawn just be in a position where I could just shoot him next turn. So it was really kind of strong. It shows that how 5 models can really hold. Because I can keep rezzing them. I can make sure I've got the -1 hit from the casket. I can make sure I've got the 6-up wards. And if I know they're coming in, I could have put Earthen Ramparts on. But yeah, it was really good fun. I'd say it was quite upsetting, and we both laughed when I rolled a double 1 for the casket and then double 1 for my first spell. So the only spell I got off turn 1 was a reserve move, which was fun, I guess, but it was quite annoying. But I'd say it was a lovely battle report. There should be a good info video up this Sunday, looking at the probabilities and when to take wounds and all that kind of jazz. So, till I see you again, ta-ra.